What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a review of the documentary, the Aaron Hernandez murder documentary. I thought it was very, very interesting. It's always interesting to see these documentaries after you've kind of lived in the experience, meaning that as you're watching the timeline of the documentary go forward, you remember where you were in the moment, where you saw it on TV, or you saw that he was going through that. And all in all, I just kind of want to do a small review and my thoughts on this and what I saw in this documentary. I wanted to do a small review of my thoughts on this because essentially what we have here is kind of what I feel like is a closet case gone extremely wrong, mixed in with a bunch of other elements. So it's kind of leading people to not know what to believe. Because you do have the factor of people saying that he was gay, and then you have the factor of the CTE brain injury as well, the injury that was caused by a football of his brain that possibly could have made him do some of these murders. I'm gonna, I think I created this channel and I wanted to make these videos to kind of give my thoughts and opinions on things. So if this is not how you felt about the show, that's fine. This is just kind of where I was going with it, or what I got from it. I'm definitely going with some of that. I'm definitely going with the answer that I definitely think it was a mix of things. I think the CTE was a real thing. I think that could have easily affected his brain and the way that he thought and his thought process, because they did those tests and it seemed like, the results of those tests, if they were real, again, like they gave you information in documentary and you're not really sure like what's real, what's not. You want to hope that everything that they're giving you is the real information, but who could know? It is on Netflix, it is on television, it is it's a series, it is entertainment in the way. So I'm not really sure what's fabricated and what's not, but I can definitely say that a lot of men who are in a situation where they have fathers who are kind of hard on them about growing up or being gay or anything like that, they will suppress those feelings. And whether you're an NFL star or not, you're easily going to let that out. You're probably going to go crazy. I say that it's the secret that really hurt things. It's not necessarily ever going to be that you're gay or you're in the closet and those suppressed memories is going to be the thing that makes you lash out. It could be you holding on to any secret. Anything that you feel like that you have to hold in or you can't let out, whether it be something to have to do with a family member or something to be internally that is with yourself, that can make you act out. And then you mix that in with the CTE or any of the brain injuries or anything that is mental, and immediately you're almost done for. So it almost feels like it was over before it started with him, just because of his upbringing and the way he never really truly had a grasp on himself. And when you go into that limelight, the NFL limelight, or even a Hollywood limelight, anything like that, and you don't have a grasp on yourself first, you're kind of going to lose yourself before you even get into it. And I think that's essentially what I got from the experience of watching the documentary. I definitely felt like he started off more heartful and more normal than the rest, but that life kind of ate him up. And it wouldn't have ate him up as much if he had gone there with a more understanding of who he was, whether that's a gay man or bi or whatever he was. If he had a more understanding and acceptance with himself, he might have not been so hard on it. Another thing that definitely struck a chord with me was that the suicide and when he passed away and everything was 2 days after that whole media debacle. And again, like, that was something that was really, really sad to watch, because I remember the moment where you went from following like a murder trial or following like this bad boy NFL player, and then it became like a joke. Like, as soon as they found out that he had somewhat of a lover maybe in jail, or that he had previously had gay relations in the past, it immediately became a joke. It wasn't ever, I expect people to not give compassion because of him being a murderer and everything like that, but they really just skipped over anything that could have been heartful at all, like, or nice at all. It was just really, really hard to watch. You can see in the timeline that 2 days after they started making fun of him on the radio is when he passed away. So I really think that has something to do with that. Even just the decision to maybe even take his life may have been CTE influence. I think that his decision to take other people's lives and his lives and how he felt about his gay relations, both in the past and present, all that mixed together definitely is what brought him to the end. It's too much. You can see that in the brain patterns, like in the pictures and stuff like that that they gave, that he was clearly going through some shit. So it was really sad to watch. I definitely feel like he could have been, you know, when you have someone of that masculine energy, pre-knowing that he was that messed up in the head, you want to root for him before he gets that messy. Like, I almost just wish that he could have been more of himself and still been in the NFL spotlight and been like a bisexual or openly gay player. You know, he just had so much potential to kind of change the idea of what it meant to be in the LGBT community. So instead of being himself and instead of going in a direction where he kind of advocated, you know, being a Latino, openly gay, an openly gay player in the NFL, it kind of went the other way. He tried to prove himself what it seemed. He tried to prove himself is what it seemed like. That he wasn't part of the LGBT community. I feel like he went right for a lot of the violence, right for a lot of the things that you know, you might not think that a gay person would do. I feel like that's kind of how his brain worked. It kind of felt like if he thought a gay person would go right, he would go left. You can kind of hear like the anxiety in his phone calls when it came to his conversations with his wife in jail and with his lawyer in jail. He would kind of talk about the gay people and the trans community that were in the cells, and it was interesting to see how he would kind of like bash them, and he would kind of like be really interested in them at the same time, but he would want to talk about them a lot, but then he would be bashing them at the same time. You can tell that he was not secure in his personality, but he was also very interested. So it was interesting to watch. I definitely want to know what you guys think about this documentary. There's lots of things to be said. Again, I'm just giving my opinion on things. I'm not here to say what's real and what's not. And as you can see, that's why I didn't get into like who did what and the law and like the courtroom scene and all that, because I don't want to sit here and I don't want to go over a thing with anyone and make them think that I'm kind of spitting out facts, because even as I watched it, I wasn't sure what was real or what was fabricated or what was not. So I don't want to sit here and say some things were and some things weren't. I'm just giving my opinion on the information that I got and where I think and what I think happened because of the information that I got. No, I want you guys to know what I thought about it, because as I was going through watching it, it definitely struck a chord. It made me really sad, and I wanted to see if anyone else felt the same about it. I felt like he had a lot of hope, and it could have been something different, and it really is like the outcome of someone who doesn't have like a more natural coming out experience. It's really showing what happens when like that idea that you're not normal is embedded in your head at a really, really young age, and you grow up with that idea, and you never can come out through the media. You never can come out to even close family and friends, because you're that trained to think that you're not okay. And I feel like that's what we got here with his story, and it was really sad to watch. And I definitely want to end it by telling you guys that if you feel like you are part of the LGBT community, or that you're gay, or you want to come out, it can be your secret, and I do recommend telling someone. If you want to go ahead and DM me, if you have any questions about gender identity or coming out or being gay, I'm on Princess Pudding on Instagram. You can DM me. I'm happy to answer any questions for anyone who might be struggling with things like that, because in the end, I would hate to see another situation like Aaron Hernandez, where you know, those feelings are pent up inside, and then they get mixed in with more darker elements, and you just never know what's going to happen. So if you or a friend or a loved one has any questions about coming out or being gay or anything like that, I am here for you. So let me know what you think about this documentary in the comments below. I'm interested in your thoughts, so make sure you let me know, and make sure you like and subscribe this video, and I will see you at the next one. Bye, guys.